Good morning. Good morning. Skin day today. How's everybody doing? Good. Wonderful. Skin. So if you recall from the very beginning of the program, when I talked about the sources of toxicity, right? We know that disease breakdown of the body happens because of two things: toxicity and deficiency. The things that create toxicity in the body are everything you eat and drink, the air, pollution, everything you put on your skin, and then of course, stressful thoughts and emotions, feelings, all of that. So we always tackle food first because it's the biggest one, right? Food is really, really something you do every single day, several times a day, and it creates this internal erosion that then leads, it's like a domino effect that leads to all the symptoms. We tackle skin second because almost like food it is the thing that you do every single day. What you put on your skin, what you feed your skin externally is just as habitual. You might not be doing it 6-7 times a day like eating, but you have a routine. You have a morning routine and you have an evening routine. So at least twice a day your body is taking in whatever it is you are applying, whether through your facial cleansing routine, the serums, the moisturizers, all of that, the shampoos, the conditioners, the body washes, the soaps, body lotions, like anything for yourself and for your family. So keep in mind, anything I'm telling you today also applies to your families. So it is the next thing that needs to be tackled because it's the easiest thing and the thing that is within our control versus like pollution in the air, and versus tackling stress and our emotions. That is a little bit more long-winded, but you could literally change your skin products today if you choose to, and that would have a major effect on your body. And the reason that these products are they're so important to address is because your skin is a breathable organ. Remember, it's your largest organ. We touched on that yesterday, but it's also a breathable organ. So it takes things in and it also releases. It's absorbable, like everything. The reason you use lotions is because you want it to go through your skin to soften your skin. And then everything has to go through your liver, and your liver has to process all of the chemicals in every single one of your products. So take stock of how many products you use every single day. You use a shampoo, you use a conditioner, you use a facial wash, you use a serum, you use an eye cream, use a body wash, use a body lotion, and maybe some other extra stuff that on top of the basics. So every single day, at least twice a day, you are ingesting chemicals, and they go straight into your bloodstream. It only takes about 26 seconds for these chemicals to go through your skin into your bloodstream, which is actually faster than digestion. So when you ingest a toxic food or any chemicals in the food or any inflammatory properties in your food, it at least takes some time for the digestive system to break it down and for the body to process and absorb it and eliminate it. But with skin, it's even faster than that. So what these chemicals do, and none of us have ever paid attention to these chemicals, but they are chemicals. We call them endocrine disruptors. And your endocrine system is the collection of organs that produces your hormones. So it's not like these just affect your hormones. They literally go straight to the system. They go to the core. They go to the root of where your hormones come from and disrupt that system before your hormones are even produced. So they're going to go straight to the ovaries, straight to the pancreas, straight to your thyroid, straight to the pituitary gland, and create disruption there. So it has to be addressed, even though just like all the normal food you see out there, the marketing you see around beauty products, the celebrities you see using products, everybody around using products makes it seem like, well, there's nothing wrong with using this cream and this shampoo and all of this. In your guide, I've given you a list of the biggest toxic ingredients, the most common, let's put it that way. That's not an all-inclusive list. There's so much more, but it would literally take up like 5 or 6 more pages for me to include every single potential toxic ingredient in all of your products. So what I want you to start with today, in your email today, I put a little note that if, as you're reading about switching up your skin products, if at any level you feel like it's too early for you to do that, or you feel like you haven't quite grasped your new way of eating yet, it's not 100% your new natural, then hold off on adding the skin piece, because I need you to have a very strong foundation for food first. So if that is still a little bit shaky for you on any level, we don't want to add to your you know, sort of the load of you having to make too many changes at once. It took me 8 months to change my skin products after I had already changed my eating. It took me 8 months. So there isn't necessarily a rush with this, and there's no pressure. I don't want you to feel like, okay, I'm already doing this, I'm changing my food, I'm still kind of like, some days I make my celery on time, sometimes I don't, but now Dana wants me to put in a new skin routine. If it's starting to make you feel like that right away today, then listen to what I have to say, read through the guide. This is a lifetime process. When you feel confident in your new way of eating, and it's so easy and it's so effortless, and is 100% your new normal, then bring in the skin piece. So you get to make this decision for yourself, but be aware that it is a step you're going to have to take eventually, because no matter you've stopped the intake of the toxins from the food, these are just as detrimental. Like, your liver has to process these chemicals, your kidneys have to process these chemicals, your endocrine system is affected by these chemicals. So regardless of whether you feel confident enough to add this piece on today or even this week, what I do want you to go do today, all of you, is take a look at all of the products you're currently using, and the ones that your husband's using, and the ones your kids are using, and just see the number of ingredients listed on the back of your products. If you can't pronounce it, and usually we can't, if you can't recognize it, and usually you don't, if it's not an ingredient you would normally find in your kitchen or in your bathroom cabinet, then you know, even if you don't read the list of ingredients I've shared with you in the guide, then you know that your body is not processing these chemicals. You know that these chemicals, that's what they are having an adverse effect, whether now or in the future, on you and your family. And these products have to go. I don't care if they're the highest, most expensive products that you have bought in the most expensive department store when you travel, makes no difference. They're exactly the same like the cheapest ones you're going to find in the drugstores. They all use very cheap petroleum-based chemicals. They take their chemicals from the oil industry. And here's how this works. When you take your favorite skin serum or your favorite lotion, and it's got a petroleum-based formulation. And petroleum basically means, when they put it in skincare products, it's kind of like Vaseline. Like, Vaseline is called petroleum jelly, right? So Vaseline is like one of the worst things ever. So petroleum-based products are at the core of all of these products. So imagine that using your favorite serum or conditioner or whatever, hidden inside this is a type of Vaseline. And what this is basically a type of kind of like plastic. So when you put it all over your face, it's as if you are covering your face or your skin all over your body with a thin film of like cling film. You know, the cling film that you use to like cover up leftover food. You're putting that on your skin every single day, sometimes twice a day. And that suffocates your skin. So the skin can't breathe. Your skin is a breathable organ. It can't breathe. Over time, this traps the toxins deep inside under your skin. And that's why when you go through this process and remove the toxic skincare, you might have a purging. Your skin might start to release, even if you've never had an acne issue before, your skin might start to release because it's finally being allowed to breathe. So all of these, regardless of whether they're high-end products or drugstore varieties or things you buy at the supermarket, they all have the same basic chemical, recipe, which uses petroleum-based products, along with all these other products that are highly toxic and highly dangerous and carcinogenic and lead to all sorts of things. So I want you today just to go and look at those, and don't be scared and don't be shocked. You've been using them all this time, right? Eventually you're going to phase them out. And even the ones that are labeled natural, because of course, now that people are becoming aware, the beauty industry had to jump on board. So they created products that they claim are all natural, but all they've actually done in this case is removed one or two of the really obvious toxic ingredients, but left a whole bunch of other ones in. And then they'll claim like they have like lavender essential oil or shea butter or something. And when you look at the list of ingredients, like the lavender is like the last ingredient, or the butter is like the last ingredient. When you're looking at the list of ingredients, and this also applies to reading food labels, the first ingredient is always the ingredient that's the biggest quantity in that product. And then it goes down based on from the largest to the smallest. So you're going to see, even if a product is labeled all natural, like the all natural ingredients are towards the end of the list. So they're not even the biggest component of this product. If you are ready to move on and you're ready to just go throw all those things out today and implement a 100% natural way to clean your skin, I've outlined that for you in your guide, which is the castor oil cleansing method. I put that in there because it's the easiest and cheapest way to start. You can definitely move on from that and buy specialized essential oil products, because that's what you want to get to. You want to get to be using products that are botanicals. Basically, they just come from plants. But if you're not ready to do that yet, if you're not ready to invest in that yet, castor oil and the oil cleansing method, with the addition of some other oils, depending on your skin type, that's all outlined for you in the guide, is the easiest way to start, is the most natural way to start. And you can start with that tonight if you want to. So go through your guide, look at the products, look at the list of ingredients, go home, look at your ingredients on your products. If there's something you're not sure of, if it's just not clear to you, take a photo of the product, take a photo of the list of ingredients and share it with me on the group. And then I'll be able to tell you this is a yes or this is a no. All right. Anybody have any questions for me? This is a hard one to shift to. Like I said, it took me 8 months. I was in denial. I did not want to give up my products. I did not want to give up my favorite things. And I have tried everything, even though they weren't working. There was an emotional attachment there to my self-care routine, to my beauty routine. So this is not an easy one to give up, but it is an important one to start to think about when you're going to phase it out. Manel, go ahead.
Hi, Dana.
Hello.
Hi. I just have a question about the food you are allowed to eat again. I noticed that firik is not one of the foods that we should eat. Does this include the green firik, the firik al-akhtar, and also the borbol? The borbol, is it okay or not?
No, both of those. Yeah, no, both firik, any version of firik and burghul, both of those are derived from wheat. So no firik and no burghul.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Iman, go ahead.
Hi, good morning. Today my juicing day, the second one. Okay. What after? What's the plan?
You get to decide. You get to decide. You based on your symptoms, based on your condition. If you have a diagnosed condition, you get to choose. Are you going to go repeat the 9 days again? Or are you going to move into the hybrid plan, or are you going to move on to clean eating? But this depends on how you're actually feeling today. If you're seeing an improvement in symptoms, I always recommend, if you have an autoimmune or something that's more deep rooted, to repeat the 9 days again, because this is how you're going to heal the fastest. Each one of these plans, deep detox, hybrid, or clean eating, they're all detoxes. The only difference is the intensity and the speed of the detox. So that's what you have to choose, Iman, for yourself.
Can I go for clean eating? Because my daughter will come back from England and I have to participate in food and this issues.
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Inji, go ahead.
Hello, Dana. Well, hi. Back to skincare then. So you talked a lot about castor oil. Do you use only castor oil for cleaning and then nothing else but castor oil, like cleaning, and that's it?
That's it. So you will use it. You follow the instructions. Basically, you just turn on the water. You put your towel, your washcloth in the water. You apply the oil to your face, massage it in, and then you slowly wipe it off with the washcloth, and that's it. That's all
So
you do.
you don't use any other creams, any other emollients, nothing but castor oil, morning and night.
Morning and night. If you wear makeup, wipe the makeup off first with coconut oil, and just be careful it doesn't burn your eyes. After you have wiped it off, then you clean with the castor oil, and it's going to leave your skin like.
Yes, I tried it yesterday for the first time, and it
Yeah.
left my skin dewy. I like the feeling, no problem.
Yes.
But I was wondering if that's the only thing that you use
That's
like every day.
Every day.
And why specifically castor oil? Does it have certain benefits? Because there are all so many natural oils.
Yep, it pulls the impurities out. It has that power. Like when some of you were saying you have constipation, and I recommended castor oil. You put castor oil on your liver. It has the power, just healing powers, of pulling out impurities, releasing impurities. So it's the easiest one to use when it comes to the oil cleansing method, and the most effective.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Maha, go ahead.
Hello, Dana.
Hello.
In the second round, I tried to get some products, natural products.
Okay.
I got soap, I got shampoo, and deodorant. I guess the deodorant doesn't work.
Yeah.
You tell me about this.
Yes.
When I'm working out,
Yeah.
after 20 minutes of workout, I begin to smell.
Yeah.
So
which one? Thanks for bringing that up. Deodorant took me. I think I'm still kind of experimenting with the deodorants. Here's the thing, that the deodorant is a really important one. Also, the main reason is because of the aluminum in deodorants, and it just gets absorbed straight into your lymph right here. Ideally, we should not be so stinky. That's one thing, right? We're not supposed to be so stinky to start with. When we are very stinky, it is because your body's releasing toxins. That's basically it. If you're somebody who tends to get really smelly when you get sweaty, or just even if you don't even exert a lot of effort, like even if you wake up and your night sweat is smelly, that's your body releasing toxins. That's one thing. The thing that with natural ones is that they don't have the artificial fragrance. So the regular conventional ones, they have something called fragrance, when you'll see that in your list, which is basically it's a fake, artificial, strong smell that they add to cover up everything. Also, most of the conventional deodorants are antiperspirant. So what they do is they stop you from sweating, which is unnatural. You don't ever want to stop a natural process. So when you bring in the natural ones, they are not antiperspirants because they don't want to get in the way of a natural process. And they don't have the artificial chemical fragrances in them. So you're going to feel a difference. Takes a little bit of experimentation with this. Some deodorants that I've tried that didn't work for me worked for my other clients perfectly, and vice versa. There's one that I've recently tried, which is Arij. I don't know if you tried that one. Arij Aromatherapy have currently come out with a natural deodorant that I've used in my workouts, and so far it's doing the job. So if you haven't tried that one, try that one. All natural deodorants, you're going to find they don't glide on as smoothly. So you kind of have to go, it's kind of like this. But that's just because they don't have all the fake plastics, they don't have all the fake chemicals and all of that. But experiment. That's all I can say for all of you, because everybody's body is also a little bit different. Our chemical makeup is a little bit different. Arij have just come out with a new one. It's a little bit tough to roll on, but it does the job. Black Lotus have one, which is a spray. I don't know if you tried that one, Maha. It's a spray, like it's a liquid spray. The drawback of that one that I didn't like is that sometimes the spray doesn't work very well. So you just kind of get like these, instead of getting a spray, you get like squirts of like a liquid, and then you just kind of gets everything wet. The other one I tried that wasn't too bad was Joviality. So if you haven't tried those three, Maha, give those three a try.
I tried the Black Lotus. Maybe I'll apply more. Maybe I'll try Arij aromatherapy.
Yeah.
يعني I'll begin trying كده until I find يعني my blueprint إن شاء الله.
Yes, exactly. I tried when I was living in Canada. I like the one from Living Libations, those of you who are in the US. But the problem with theirs is it comes in a little tiny, literally, it's a little tiny thing like this, and it finishes in like 1 week. So it was not practical in terms of also price. Like this little pricey thing worked perfectly, but only lasted 1 week. So you really kind of have to find, I still buy it and keep it with me every once in a while, but it's not the thing I go to every single day. So you have to find your own sweet spot depending on your budget, depending on just which formulation works best for your body.
Thank you. Also, I have another question, يعني if you allow me.
Yes, please.
I know that hair growth takes a lot of time, and I was trying Pilates and Gargir, you know, to more of that to يعني to have hair growth. But يعني Gargir يعني gives me يعني زي stomach ache or يعني يعني I guess it's my liver. يعني the right side.
Ladies, I apologize for 1 second.
Okay, sorry.
There's an alarm somewhere ringing in my house. Let me just go turn it off. Let me go find it. I can't focus. All right. Sorry about the interruption. Maha, walk me through that again because that thing was ringing and I couldn't hear you. You said something about Gargir and what else?
يعني I'm trying to use it for hair growth. So
Okay.
I مثلا apply it to my morning smoothie with avocado. Tried avocado alone. Avocado doesn't make any problems. I like it, and I don't have this يعني يعني mild pain in my يعني right abdomen part. So I don't know to يعني يعني omit gargir totally or use what do I use for hair growth? What do I eat other than مثلا garlic and olive oil and what else?
You're currently eating everything that you need for hair growth, which is all the greens, right? All the greens and all the vegetables are going to provide you with all those vitamins and minerals. What I recommend for hair strength and hair growth would be oils you apply to your head. So for example, if you can find Gargir oil, and I believe it's available, do that instead of eating the Gargir. There's Gargir oil, rosemary oil, peppermint oil, or find something that has a mix of all of those. This is going to help to strengthen your hair and help it grow. In this instance, it's going to help, it'll balance out what you're doing in terms of nutrition. When we get to supplements, important supplements for hair growth, well, things that you need to have so you don't get hair loss are zinc. We're going to add in zinc. Magnesium is also an important one. Selenium is an important one. You need to add those in because all our food, no matter how healthy we're eating, is always going to be deficient in vitamins and minerals, unfortunately, because of the way that modern agriculture has just made even the best organic foods deficient in certain vitamins and minerals. So that would be my recommendation for you, Maha.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Rasha, go ahead.
Hi, Dana.
Hey, Rasha.
How are you? I'm sorry I wasn't able to attend yesterday. I have some questions about about yesterday, and I have a question about the skincare. So which one do you want me to start with first?
Go first. Go about yesterday, and then you can move into skincare.
Okay. I'm doing fine overall. I'm feeling my bloating is better.
Good.
I used to have issues with broccoli, and just they suddenly disappeared. When I eat broccoli, I used to have pains and gas and stuff. And when I continued on using them every day, eating them every day, I'm much better. I just have an issue that I came into this program because one of the main things was my bloating and gas.
Okay.
I have IBS, and you said that gas could take a very long time to resolve.
Yeah.
So when I start adding foods, when I start eating, now I'm doing the 9-day detox over again, but when I start clean eating and when I start like adding, for example, like you said, I can try adding rice and see how I react to that, adding meat and see how I react to that. How can I know if I have a reaction or not, if I'm just if I have gas most of the time? So is gas a sign that this is not working for me, or it's just deeper than that?
Right now, your bloating and any gas you have is a cleansing sign. All right. If you go and introduce rice, or especially with IBS, right? Rice or beans, you're going to feel a much more dramatic, let's say, a much more dramatic symptom come up for you. It's very difficult, especially with IBS, to digest these. So I would recommend that you just, that grains and high fats. So like high fats are found in like beef, nut butters, butter or semna, which might be okay for other people. These are going to be really hard for you with IBS to digest and break down. Whatever you used to feel with IBS before, sort of your baseline with your symptoms, if now that we've cleared out the big culprits, when you bring them back in, you're going to technically feel a more pronounced elevation of your symptoms. That's how you're going to know.
Okay. And about the smoothie, are there any variations to the smoothie that we can use in the 9 days other than the mango? I like it, but I'm just a bit bored. So
yeah.
Are there any?
In the 9 days, I would stick with this one because this is the healing one. It's like the fastest healing. I can give you an alternative. If you remind me on the group, I can give you another option that you can alternate between.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah.
And another thing, I had told you on Instagram before, is there any savory options for breakfast other than, I will continue the celery juice and the lemon water. I will alternate between smoothies and something else, but is there something else that I could take as a savory option, or no?
Yeah. The vegetable soup, the veggie broth, and the potatoes. Those are
I can have that for breakfast.
You can have that for breakfast. And the hybrid plan, there are, I think, two potato breakfast recipes that you can have, or you can have the veggie broth for breakfast also.
Okay, and I usually have lunch with my kids and everything around 5. So
Okay.
I'm a bit confused. Can I have my lunch at 5 with, if I choose to eat a protein that day, an animal protein that day, and then for dinner I can have a soup or a salad?
What time
Or
is your dinner?
I usually don't have dinner, but because I'm trying to have dinner because of the program. So it's usually about like maybe 8 p.m., 8 p.m.
Okay. So actually your dinner is your lunch. That should be your last meal.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That should be your last meal. Then we want to add in another meal around 1 or 2 p.m. So you can.
So you want me to eat,
so you want me to
eat dinner? So you want me to eat dinner at 5:30, for example, and then have a salad or a soup at 1.
Exactly. Yes.
And I won't feel hungry at night.
No, technically, what time? It depends what time you sleep. If you are staying awake for many hours after your last meal, you will get kind of hungry because you're awake when you're not supposed to be awake. But let's say you have 5:30 is your last meal and you sleep by 10, you should be fine. I mean, that's what I do.
I usually sleep by 1, but I'm trying these days to sleep earlier. So I'm the maximum I'm getting to is 11:30, 12.
Okay. So if you find yourself getting a little peckish, you want to eat fruits are always your best option because they're the easiest to digest, and some of them will actually also help sleep. So dates or bananas or mangoes, believe it or not, also help to sleep.
Okay, perfect. I did that yesterday. I want to tell you what happened to me yesterday. Yesterday was my second day of my 9-day detox.
Okay.
It was the first time I went to a sports class since the detox. I was trying to do like stuff at home because I was a bit worried to just go down because I had diarrhea the first few days.
Right.
So I went to the class. I had the smoothie before the class, and I went to the class. I came back. I was very energetic. I wanted to eat tahina and molasses. I ate tahina and molasses with almond bread. And around 4:30, I felt really sleepy. I'm getting my period. I actually got it today. So I don't know if that's related, or that is that related to what I ate, or is that related to me going back to sports? I was just a bit confused, and I was cranky and just sleepy.
Okay. So the fact that it was the day before your period makes it a little bit harder to pinpoint what it was, because it's the day before your period, feeling cranky and feeling sleepy are part of what we call PMS, and this might take you a few cycles in order to balance that. So even though it's a lot of women get tired and cranky and sleepy before their cycle, that it's not supposed to happen. So it might take you a few cycles for us to determine if that was just still you getting your PMS symptoms. The workout, once you are you've cleared the PMS symptoms, then you need to gauge your workout. If it was there are some workouts that are too stressful for women in their perimenopause, menopause phase. So it could be that the workout this is how you gauge if the workout is too tough for you or not. If you actually 2 or 3 hours later feel like you have to take a nap after your workout. It's hard for us to tell this particular instance because it was right before your period, but this has always been an easy way for me to gauge. Like if I do a workout and 3 hours later, it almost seems like all of a sudden I just have to sleep, like I just can't hold myself, then I know that the workout was too tough for me. So also, you did like a whole bunch of things here. the bread. So the bread that is.
I really wanted to eat it.
The molasses combined with the bread. I mean, that is a nut. Nuts on their own can also make you sleepy. So here's how we're gonna figure this out. You're gonna wait for your period to finish anyway you're going through.
And I felt like having coffee, and that didn't happen the past 15 days. I felt like I wanted the
if you felt really, really sleepy, whether it was the workout or the food or the day before your period, or all these 3 things like exacerbated each other, then naturally your brain is going to take you towards what did you used to do before for a pick-me-up, which was coffee. So that's okay. That's a normal thought process to have right there. So let's go through the 9 days. What I would do, because after the 9 days you will be done with your menstruation, you will be at a point in your cycle where you'll have more energy. I would test the workout alone without having the bread or anything. Test the workout just to make sure that it's not the workout that wiped you out. If you feel nothing but energy and you don't sleep that day, then you can at least take the workout off the list. It wasn't the workout. And then 2 days later, I would test the almond bread again and see how that makes you feel. And then obviously you'll have 2 weeks left to see how you're going to feel the day before your period again. That'll be another test. So in order for you to determine which one of those was the real culprit.
Okay, and I did lose weight, and this was one of my concerns. It's not like I'm underweight, but I am just slightly to the right weight, and I didn't want to lose weight, and I lost a kilo, and I'm a bit worried about that because I don't want to lose more than that. I look thick, and I just don't like that. So will I be losing more weight along these coming few days?
Losing weight, whatever it is you've lost, this is inflammation that had to leave the body, right? It was toxins that had to leave the body. You don't want to be holding on to toxins. We hold on to toxicity in our fat cells. So that's a good thing that your body's flushing out toxicity. To slow it down, in this, what I would do then for you in this 9-day cycle is I would add the potatoes and sweet potatoes every day.
Okay. For lunch or dinner, or
You
specifically?
can do both if you want. You can do both.
Okay. Okay, great. About the skincare, I use Retin-A for like 3 times a week.
Mhm.
And it has a retinyl palmitate.
Mhm.
Not a lot of other things. PEG 400, PEG 4000.
Stop right there.
And then
PEG, that's it.
okay, that's it.
That's it.
Oh, so I didn't have to go through all of it.
No, you didn't. PEG, that's it.
So what do we do for like anti-aging? I mean, I'm 47 and I don't want to like have wrinkles and age and stuff. So
I'm 49. I don't have any wrinkles. Like I have like
mashallah.
okay,
Yeah.
right? It's not a mystery. It's not like I'm not special. Khalas, right? It works from the inside out and it works from the outside in, what you're putting on your face. With Retin-A specifically, I started using Retin-A when I was 15 because I had acne, right? So when I was 15, I had the usual, but it was a pretty bad breakout of acne. My dad's a doctor.
Me too.
Yeah. My dad's a doctor, I told you guys. So obviously the first thing he did was he took me to his dermatologist friend and who gave me Retin-A. And that there was like
I took Roaccutane like twice before.
Right. And I basically spent my entire teenage years going on and off Retin-A because of, and I'm guessing formulations have changed since I was 15, but it's a very, very, very strong skin ointment. And basically how it works is it goes very deep inside your skin and it sort of sheds all old skin, sheds old cells to bring forth the new, clear, healthy cells, supposedly. But that process is very, very destructive on the skin, where I don't know how it works now, but my skin would literally, it looked like I had a horrible sunburn at certain parts of the process. And then because it was like regenerating the skin, my skin would flake. So I would just sit there in class when I was 15, it was itchy and I would go like this all day and there'd be like just flakes, like dandruff flakes that would just fall onto my desk. It was pretty disgusting. And then, but I would do it because I'm also 15 and I don't want to have acne. And I would do it until the acne cleared. And then I would be like, oh, okay, I'm done. I don't have to do this anymore. So I would stop it. And then of course the acne would come back because we never addressed what was happening inside. And acne, wrinkles, pigmentation, all of those start from the inside. They have nothing to do with sun exposure. They have nothing to do with if you're applying certain creams or not. All of it, skin health starts on the inside. So it is a very, very, very strong, it's just a strong chemical and that your skin has to process, but then it also goes to your liver. So this is, like I said, it took me 8 months to switch my skincare routine for exactly the same reason that Rasha was like, well, how do I know, even though I was a health coach, even though I had the proof, even though my acne had stopped because I had stopped all the foods, it was still a little bit active, but I didn't have like great skin. And I was so skeptical, and it took me 8 months because I was like, well, what if it doesn't work? Like, what if the acne comes back? Even though my skincare wasn't giving me brilliant skin. What if, like all the what ifs. But as with the eating and as with understanding how your body works, understanding that your skin is not deficient in chemicals. That's not why your skin is aging, because it's deficient in, you know, Chanel, or it's deficient in whatever product you're using, or it's deficient in pharmaceutical grade Retin-A. It's not deficient in that. Your skin is deficient because it's not being fed from the inside out. Your skin starts to wrinkle because of sugar. Sugar causes your collagen to break down. Collagen, and here everybody's just like taking collagen supplements and putting collagen powders in their drinks. That's not how you're going to regenerate collagen. You need to regenerate collagen by taking out the reason why it breaks down to start with, which is processed sugars, junk food, caffeine, alcohol, all of these things that create wrinkles. And you want to feed your skin from the inside with, you know, who was it that told me yesterday, Nahla, about your skin? It's gonna start to glow. I don't have any makeup on. I never wear makeup. The extent of my makeup is a little bit of mascara and lip gloss. And that's after years and years and years of having to wear heavy, heavy, heavy foundation to cover up my acne and to cover up my scars. And I literally tried everything under the sun, from the Retin-A to the expensive creams, to the treatments, to green peels, to Fraxel laser, like you name it. Nothing worked until I changed how I ate, and then I started using only essential oils on my face. It took my face about 6 or 7 months. It had a purging, like it had a healing crisis where everything came out, where I was like, I was this close to stopping and going back to my conventional products. And then the same way that you're going through headaches and nausea and fatigue and body aches, and then you wake up the next day and it's all gone and you feel great. That's what happens with your skin also. So this is all marketing hype. All of it is marketing hype, that if you don't use a certain cream, you're going to get wrinkles, and here's how to prevent wrinkles, and here's how to hide wrinkles. Wrinkles are an inside job. Acne is an inside job. Getting glowing skin is an inside job. It's not going to happen from applying the chemicals and toxins in the products on the market today. These are going to age you faster, and they're going to erode, and they're going to interfere with your hormonal function, which is then also going to make you age faster. So it's a vicious cycle that you're in.
And it's normal that I have a few pimples in my forehead these days, probably because before my period. That's okay.
Yeah, before your period, these will eventually reduce and disappear completely also. Yeah.
And what about perfumes, Dana?
Same toxins. So what I do, I don't spray. I still love my perfume, but I don't spray it on my skin ever. So after, I'll spray it on my clothes before I put them on. You're still inhaling them, but it's a lot better than spraying it on your wrists or putting it here where it gets like directly ingested into your skin.
Okay, and if I use like, for example, oils like oud, it's just pure oud as an oil. That's okay on my skin?
Oh, yes, for sure. Yeah, you can use oils as perfume also. But like sometimes you just love your favorite perfume. But if you want
yes.
Right? So that's why I just don't spray it on my skin. But with oils,
I try to spray it on my clothes too.
Yeah, so you can put, you can put the lavender. That's a really nice smell. There are some like Living Libations is a company that make their own essential oil perfumes. Obviously, those are things that you can put on directly. I think Arij also has like some body sprays that you can spray on directly as well. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Thank you.
Noher, go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
It was amazing the first 2 weeks without constipation. It was amazing. I don't know what happened for the last 3 days. Nothing. The constipation returned. So I don't know why.
What did
I do?
You always have to think like what did I do differently? What's the newest thing that I've added?
I did not eat green leaves like before. I started to add protein and vegetables.
Okay, so you removed something and you added something new. So
I cannot eat vegetables and salad and protein. I can either eat vegetables or salad.
Okay, you mean with the animal protein?
No, even though the animal protein, sometimes I take it on its own yesterday and the day before, and that's it. I'm not a carnivore at all. I'm not I'm eating salmon.
Okay, so you're eating the protein without anything? So
Yes.
just, okay, so this is going to cause constipation, right? It needs help. It needs something in there. It needs the fibers in there, right? It's for your body to break down a piece of fish or meat or chicken on its own. It's already hard enough for the body to do that. The animal protein takes the most effort to break it down. You want to help it with some fiber, and the fiber comes up when you're eating animal protein. The fiber is going to come from vegetables. So cooked vegetables, we've sort of cooked away the benefits of the fibers. So I would add in some salad with your animal protein. You need those fibers to help digest.
Okay. Okay. And salad was better than vegetables. For me, it was much better.
There you
Maybe
go.
because I'm not a good cook that much, but yeah, salad is much better for me.
Then do that. Like when you find something that works for you, stick with it, right? And as soon as you start to experiment and you find that the new experiment is and you can feel it with, obviously constipation is your first sign that if you've gone and shifted, then go back to what was working.
Never happened to me that I go by myself. I need help. I'm 60 years old, by the way, and I needed help all my life. So it was amazing that I woke up in the morning, I go to the bathroom like normal people. I was so happy.
Amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. So go back to what was working. Go back to it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me see the Q&As here. Nuran, are pickles inflammatory? So pickles, bit of a debate there about pickles and fermented foods in general. For me, it always comes down to the frequency and the quantity. Are you eating a lot of pickles every single day? It's kind of like vinegar, right? Are you eating them a lot every single day or not? If it's something you have as a garnish every once in a while, then it's not a problem. Ideally, you want to make them at home if you can, because at least you'll guarantee cleaner products when you're making them. Inji, you mentioned the brand Joviality. Are the products okay? Because I wasn't sure. For the most part, Inji, their products are okay. If there's something you're not sure about, send me the list of ingredients and I can help you. Rania, I have noticed that generally my skin got softer, but in day 11, 12, and 13, my hands got very dry and needing cream several times a day, which I normally don't do. So this is dryness coming out, right? So this is sort of a heat being released from your body. Heat is acidity. So acidity coming out, acidity is drier and rougher. And so you might see your hands getting a little bit red. You might see the dryness come out. You might see flakiness. This is all acidity and toxicity coming out. So to soften it, I wouldn't use conventional hand cream because that's going to make it worse. Use some coconut oil, or now you can go out and buy some natural healthy lotion. What about sunblock? Oh, sunblock. Nobody needs sunblock. Sunblock is one of the biggest, don't even get me started, one of the biggest scams, because sunblock is basically full of every single toxic ingredient you can think of. And when you put sunblock on your skin and then go out into the sun, it's like you're literally frying your skin. It's like you put your skin in a frying pan, sizzling with all of these toxins on it. And the research is coming out now to prove that people do not get skin cancer from the sun. People get skin cancer from the combination of sunscreen and the sun on their body. So, and then the sun is not what ages you. It starts from the inside. Collagen breakdown starts from the inside. Skin breakdown is also related to consumption of seed oils. I forgot to mention. So corn oil, sunflower oil, all of those create a terrain that is ripe for skin aging. What is a relevant concern is sunburn, right? So we don't want to get sunburned, and the worry can happen that if you get too many sunburns over time, that will literally it burns your skin, so that will crinkle your skin, that might age you, and that is what can lead to skin cancer. But regular every single day exposure, and I know the recommendation is to, put on your moisturizer, put on all the stuff, put on sunscreen, put on your makeup. And some people have actually told me that their dermatologists have recommended that they wear sunscreen indoors. This is absolutely crazy. We need the sun. The sun is our friend, right? We would not have any life on Earth if we didn't have the sun. When you have a plant at home, where do you put your plant? Towards the sun, right? Your plant will die without sunlight and without air. So without the sun, we don't get the vitamin D that we need. You don't get melatonin that you need. So it's going to disrupt your sleep cycles. It's going to affect your energy. We literally need the life-giving force that is the sun. You're not going to get skin cancer in your regular, everyday, driving in your car exposure to the sun. People are not getting enough. And this is why we have a horrible vitamin D deficiency situation. If you're going out into the sun in the summer, so let's say, you know, it's winter time and then you're going to Sahel and you haven't been exposed to the sun. This is where, remember how when we were little, our moms would take us and we go to the beach and they'd say, we're only going to go for a little bit the first day. We're only going to go for 1 hour today. And then we're only going to go for 2 hours today. Our moms and our grandmothers knew what they were talking about. You do need to train your skin. If it hasn't been exposed to the sun regularly, you do need to train it before going into it long-term exposure. When you do that, you don't worry about, you won't get sunburned, right? But what most people do is what? They haven't been in the sun for 6 months. They go off on their summer vacation and spend 6 hours, one shot in the sun. And then this is how you get sunburned. In order to avoid that, you want to, if you know you have an extended period of time on the beach, train your skin, train your kids' skin. If you are going for a few short days, you don't have time to train your skin, only in that instance would you use sunscreen, and you would use a mineral sunscreen, not the conventional ones. But every single day, just slapping it on and putting it on, drop that habit ASAP, because this is chemicals, and the sunscreen, sunblock chemicals are some of the worst that you can put on your skin. What are the benefits of Epsom salt? So Epsom salt is another form of magnesium, right? So you have magnesium oil spray, you have a magnesium supplement. Epsom salts are a type of magnesium. So magnesium is the relaxation mineral. It's also called the master mineral. So when you take an Epsom salt, when you take the Epsom salt bath, ladies, when you take an Epsom salt bath, you are basically, because magnesium, one of the best ways to absorb magnesium is topically. So we need the supplement because you sort of need to rebuild that deficiency internally. But in order to get more immediate effects, topically, like the magnesium oil spray and Epsom salt are the best way to get it topically. So if you need to relax, if you have joint pain, if we need to relax your digestive system because you have constipation, yes, we're going to fortify your system long-term with the supplements, but short-term, take an Epsom salt bath. That's going to be magnesium absorbed straight into your body, straight into your system. It's going to relax you. It's going to help you sleep. It's going to help relax your muscles if you have muscle aches or muscle spasms. It's going to help relax your digestive system if you have constipation. Rasha, it's because of the sun and pigmentation. I tend to get pigmentation on my face. The pigmentation is a sign of your body's predisposition to basically release the dermatoxins from your liver. And the dermatoxins were created and stored in your liver by inflammatory foods. So the sun doesn't just create pigmentation on its own. There has to be an internal predisposition for that first. Are pumpkin seeds all right to consume? Yes, pumpkin seeds are great to consume. Anybody else have a question or comment for me? Also, Rasha, I have a great, if you have pigmentation, I have a great oil, but I got it from abroad. Any of you have pigmentation, a great oil. I used to have like these brown spots right here. And then I used to get that, you know, the dark, I don't know why that one happens right here. I got rid of all of them using this oil. So if you're interested, message me and I can give it to you. Rania, quantities of nuts. So nuts are on the more acidic side, more inflammatory side. They are high fat, which means your liver has to do more work to process them. So you want to experiment. Peanuts are out, as I explained before. You want to experiment with nuts. A small handful is really all you need per day if they work for you. Again, after 12 p.m., because they are a fat, make sure they are raw, like not roasted and salted and flavored and all of that. Rasha, remind me, please. I'm going to forget. Either send me an email or send me an email message, whatever. I'll send you the link. Anybody who needs anybody who has access to buying oils, skin products from abroad, let me know. I put the links anyway in your guide, but if you want help specifically with a specific problem or issue, I've been using these products for 10 years. I know them really well. I can help you pick the right one for you. But please message me so that I don't forget. I will forget, so message me. Sally, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm
How are
sorry,
you?
I joined late. I'm sorry, I had work.
No worries.
I'm interested very much if I roast the almonds myself in the oven with a little of salt. Is this okay?
That's okay. Roast them for just a little bit. That's fine. Yes, as long as you are making it yourself at home, that's okay.
Yeah, I thought because of the things they add outside. Yes.
Yeah.
This is more, yeah. And for the brown spots, I have really serious aging, big brown spots on my cheeks. That's why I use the Photoderm 100 or 50 for my, just for the brown spots. If you have any recommendations, my son can get me from abroad.
Yes.
Anything. Yeah.
Also
please.
message me and I'll give you the same information I'm going to give the other ladies.
Lovely, lovely. And for one of my clients today was asking about me, and she shared with me that she's still on your old recipe. It used to be 28 days, not 21.
Yes,
So she
yes.
takes with our magic celery drink.
Yep.
She takes sea salt. What about the sea salt? Why does she take sea salt?
She puts sea salt in her celery?
Or in her lemon, sorry.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you
lemon.
can.
Sorry.
You can.
Yeah.
You can. If you feel like some for anybody who might have low blood pressure, adding 1/4 of a teaspoon to your lemon water in the morning will help with that, and I'll give you like a little pick me up also.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, and the mustard, I don't know. I love mustard, and of course I'm away from it from since the beginning of the program. But if I get back, my son got yesterday the one with granules, but I felt it's not the one. Which one you recommend?
If you're going to use mustard, again, it's a processed condiment, right? But if you're going to use it, use the one with the whole grains. Always, it's better. Like you don't want the one that's the creamy yellow. That's incredibly processed. Many ingredients added to that. The best one is the whole grain chunky mustard.
Yeah, but it has vinegar. It's okay. It doesn't have sugar. It doesn't have sugar. It has salt and vinegar.
Yeah. Again, how often you're going to use it, right? It's like the pickles, right? So if it's something you're going to use every once in a while, that's okay.
I like to put 1 spoon sometimes in a dressing,
So if it's 1 spoon, you're using in a dressing for the whole family or just for you?
I do my thing alone now.
Okay. Because that's also something to consider, like quantity. Like if you're using even like a tablespoon of it, but it's going into a dressing that the whole family is going to eat, it means you're only getting a little bit, right? So you also you're going to start using some common sense as you move forward with this also, like things that are ingredients that are shared, quantities that are shared, you're only getting a little piece of it versus are you the one consuming it only every single day? And remember, it's the things that are consumed even in small quantities, but every single day that have the cumulative effect.
I was using mustard every single day with unlimited amounts.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know why yesterday I had a pumpkin in my fridge and I decided to make a soup. And I don't know if this is okay. I did it without any additions.
Of course. Any vegetable can be turned into a soup. Perfect, especially now when it's getting colder. You know, pumpkin soup, pumpkin carrot soup, pumpkin potato soup. Like all
I
of them.
should have put carrot because I didn't put cream and they loved it, the boys. I don't know how. Just
Good.
like this with some onion and garlic. It
Yes.
was really good.
Perfect.
It was really good. But I want to tell you about my fish experience again for the second day. I got also heartburn again. So I think I shouldn't, okay? I used to enjoy it before our program. It was my looking forward to treat twice a week.
Yeah.
Or 3 times. Now, when it gets another heartburn, so there's something wrong.
Yeah, it's not. It's triggering the reflux, which is the bacteria, basically. So what happens when you're eating healing foods again? So let's say you eat healing foods and you feel this reflux, the healing foods are killing off the pathogens and the bacteria. When you get it as a result of some kind of inflammatory foods, you know that it's actually making it worse. It's not healing. Also depends, you might want to experiment. It depends on the type of fish. It depends on how you made it. Maybe it depends on the spices that you used on it. It maybe,
Same.
yeah.
Same,
So
but
what I'm saying is
7 o'clock. I don't know.
What I'm saying is maybe try a different type of fish and see. Yeah, try a different type and see if you get the same reaction or not.
Yeah, and for the time, I think 7 o'clock is not very late. I took it 7. I think it's a bit late, but I usually eat at 5 o'clock. I
5
usually
o'clock is better.
previous days, I eat it earlier, but I'm not allowed now, right? I eat like I used to eat it at 12 o'clock. Beginning.
Oh, we know that phase of your life is we're moving on from that. Right?
Yes. So it's after 5 is good.
Yeah,
maybe the timing
between
is
5
late.
and 6 is the best time to give your body time to digest it and to be done with digestion and your body to start to wind down and get ready to sleep. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Dana. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You.
Marianne, go ahead.
Hello, sorry for that. I had to unmute. You mentioned about blood pressure, and I think I may have mentioned in the past that I have always had low blood pressure. So it's always quite low, like 90/60, around 96, 98 over 60, 68. And I mentioned to you that I have always largely been anemic, marginally anemic.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the 1/4 teaspoon sea salt in your lemon water morning and night. Is there anything else that I can do?
You're doing it all. So low blood pressure, high blood pressure are both a result of imbalance in cortisol, and that happens because of the things that you're eating that trigger the adrenal glands, plus obviously the stress levels in your life. So right now you're focused on the eating, and the only change I would do is to add in the sea salt, and that's it.
So does that mean I don't have enough stress and that's why it's low?
No, it means what happens. No, it means that you potentially had too much stress where your adrenals had to work too hard. At some point, potentially that your blood pressure went higher, but then the adrenals got so tired, stopped producing enough cortisol. Now you have low blood pressure.
Oh, interesting. Because I think that's always been my normal. Is it possible that's just my normal?
It is very possible that it's always your normal. Do you also measure both arms to measure your blood pressure?
No.
Okay.
I've never really, it's only been like when I go to the doctor that I discovered actually my normal is low. It's always been low, ironically. I only started measuring it, I think, even more so during like COVID.
Yeah.
When I had gotten it.
Out of curiosity, measure both sides and see what you get.
Interesting. So you think that there could be a difference?
Yes, because you have two different kidneys. Each one is functioning, on its own. You might have a different reading from one side to another.
Okay, because I think that would be part of the reason of contributing to my headaches, right?
Yes.
That and the iron deficiency.
Yeah.
So you feel with the current diet, no additional supplements are required for iron?
There are supplements. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. I think basic supplements to add in, and some adaptogens that will help adrenal function. With iron, the things I'm reading lately, that it's not necessarily iron deficiency, and I told you that could be that you're consuming iron and enough quantities of iron, but your
Right.
body's not just
Leaky gut.
absorbing or making use of it. And it's sort of an iron recycling that's supposed to happen in the body, which is dependent on copper, believe it or not. So if you're deficient in copper, the body cannot balance out iron levels. So maybe the one thing you want to be testing for, if you're going for testing soon, is test for your copper levels, because you could have the perfect amount of iron in your body. You're consuming the perfect amount. It's just not cycling or recycling properly in your body because you have a copper deficiency, and you can't balance iron without copper.
I'm sorry, the internet was unstable. Did you say to test copper when I get my blood test? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, so that's possible to test. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And when do you recommend I should go back to test to get blood tests?
What was your, if you were doing regular blood tests before, then just wait for the regular interval. If you weren't, and we just started the program, I would give yourself at least 3 months before testing.
That sounds right. Okay, so just the 1/4 teaspoon salt, Himalayan salt, or?
Yeah, sea salt, yes, or Himalayan salt, yes.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me see here. Nuran, do you have suggestions for products or brands for cleaning the house? Yes. My God, what was they called? Nuran, can you message me, please? I'm going to look for that and I'll send you the link. There is one company here in Egypt, but she had taken a break. I don't know if she's gone back. Message me. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, and I'll send you that. Angie, what about green peas? Definitely okay to consume. Super healthy. Eat your green peas. Nuran, I have oily skin. I started washing my face with a 4th castor oil, 3/4 jojoba, and I tried the hot towel method, but I feel like my face doesn't really get cleaned. So 5 days after, I feel like I have a buildup on my face and I had to scrub my face with a scrub. Okay, so this could be the clearing that I talked about, right? So what happens is there's a purging. So you might feel roughness, you might find particles, you might find acne. What I would do is maybe just stick with just castor oil, okay? And make sure when you do this, make sure that like you're really removing, like you should see on the washcloth, you should see the oil and like a layer of dirt on the washcloth when you do that, to make sure that you're doing it properly, all right? Rania, my daughter is 16 next week. She is very health conscious and eats clean. Her first is mostly fruits and veggies, no sodas, no sweets, no junk, just dairy and bread. She suffers from facial acne and her skin starting to have skin tags. What should she do? She should follow this program. Dairy is a huge trigger for acne, as are eggs. So if she's eating milk, cheese, yogurt, eggs, and bread, she's not going to get rid of her acne. Like, those have to go. They have to go. All right. Sally and Mary Ann, do you have your hands up because you have another question, or you forgot to put your hands down?
No, I'm done. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. So those of you who need to message me for anything I've asked you to message me for a reminder, please don't forget to do that. If you haven't seen, okay, Rasha has one more question. What are your thoughts about bone broth? Okay, so bone broth is a really good source of calcium because if it's made properly, right? So if it's made properly, which means you've actually let the chicken simmer and the bones simmer in the water for at least 12 hours. If you don't do that, you're not getting the benefit. At least 12 hours, the bones are going to release the calcium, the potassium, the magnesium, and you're going to have a really, really potent bone broth, which I really recommend if you're cooking for your family. If you are worried about removing dairy, for example, for your kids, you're worried about removing milk or cheese or yogurt, you're worried about calcium. This is an incredible source of calcium that you can make the broth and like store it in like bags or like ice cubes or whatever it is, and use that in everything that you cook with. You can also just give it to your kids to drink like this. For us, however, women in our hormonal, you know, hurricane, whatever you want to call it, the same way that these bones are going to release all of that calcium and all of those important minerals, can also release all of the chicken's hormones, right? Or whatever animal you're using. All of those hormones are also going to go into the chicken broth. So this is the same way that you're going to see the type and quantity of animal protein that works for you and doesn't flare up hormonal symptoms. You're going to do the same thing with bone broth if you choose to experiment with it. All right, so in case you missed it, Wednesday is going to be our last call, not Thursday. I will be traveling on Thursday. I tried to get my traveling where I wouldn't be traveling on Thursday, or to have it later in the day, didn't work out. So instead of Thursday's call, on Wednesday, we're going to have a double call. So we'll have either a minimum of 90 minutes. If we need more, we'll take more. And then our then there's no calls next week. Like, this is the last teaching call on Wednesday. Next week is your final week, but there are no teaching calls next week. The final celebration call, which was also supposed to be on Thursday, will be on Wednesday, same time. And I've put all these updates in your emails and in the group. All right. That's it. I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to take pictures of your products. If you're not sure, take a picture of the list of ingredients, share with me if you don't know if this is an okay product or not. And those of you who need to message me for links, do that. And that's it. Hang on, 2 more comments. Nahla, I'm using EcoWay towels without any detergents for cleaning, and you have to wash it with Nabulsi soap. Please share the details, Nahla. Please put that on the group. Nuran, not ready for this program to be over. Ladies, I'm taking a vacation in December, so there would be nothing for you to join in December anyway, but join me back in January. I'll share details about that later, so that you can continuously be in the journey of healing. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all again here tomorrow. Bye, ladies.
Bye.